Even without an endorsement, Christie's supporters are up for grabs just 5 days ahead of the Iowa caucus. WHO 13 Zach Fisher joins us live from the spin room at tonight's debate. Zach, both Haley and DeSantis hoping to win over Christie voters.
Sorry, Janae, spin room's getting a little busy here, a little hard of hearing though too. You got the Iowa caucuses coming up here in 5 days. The debate tonight too is important for momentum going into the second state, the nation's first primary, New Hampshire. So we're going to get some live reaction here from a person who was actually in the debate. We got Senate President Amy Sinclair from Allerton. Appreciate you making the walk over here for the debate. She had to walk outside here
it's a nice brisk night.
Yeah, no kidding. So, okay, you saw it there live. I guess what's your initial reaction? You support Governor DeSantis, so how do you think it went for the candidate?
Yeah, so I have supported Governor DeSantis the entire time. I'm not shy about that. I supported the governor because he has accomplished all of the things he promised to do, and he followed through with them. He turned a purple state deep red, and I think he can do those things for the nation. I agree with him philosophically, and I back him on all of those things. What I watched was a very, very confident Governor DeSantis get up there and tout what he's done and why he's done it and how he'll do it for our nation. And I saw a very, very agitated Nikki Haley get upset every time the record was called into question.
Ron DeSantis lies. We were hearing that a lot.
Oh my gosh, if that were a drinking game, I couldn't be doing this interview right now. She said it over and over and over again, and even the fact checkers on there disagree with her.
Was this your first time seeing a debate in person? We were talking about it. Was it your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time attending a debate. I'm not a big debate watcher. I can do that from the comfort of my couch, cuddling with my dachshund, right? So being there live is not necessarily a bucket list item of mine. But it was so close tonight, and I really wanted to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. Again, I do support the Governor DeSantis, and I wanted to see how he interacted under pressure. And do you know what? He does really, really well. And that's what I want in my future president.
How do you think it was more intimate? You only had two candidates, so how do you think that setting fared? It was plenty of talking time. There was some cutting off of both candidates' end, but how did you think he did in, I guess, a one-on-one scenario?
Yeah, I think a one-on-one debate, he does well. He was not afraid to take on the tough topics, and he was not afraid to push in and push back hard when he needed to. That begs the question, though, where are the rest of the candidates? Mm-hmm. Particularly the elephant in the room. Why are you not showing up? Why are you not defending your record? Why are you not saying why you should be president of the United States? That's more telling of him than it is of either of the candidates who were there defending their records and being willing to get up there and really push in and defend themselves and how they would take this nation forward rather than looking at history and having an axe to grind.
We got Bob Vader Plotz right here. That's why we got this crowd getting behind us too. I want to ask you too, whoever is the GOP candidate too come July, are you going to be, if it is the elephant in the room, are you going to be supporting him too?
Yeah, you know what? I figure any of the GOP candidates we have out there are going to be better than Joe Biden, who can't even find his way off a stage.
Any other final thoughts, any takeaways for the debates?
Final takeaway is that Iowa is best at doing what we do. We vet the candidates and we make sure that we let the rest of the American public know those hard questions that they may not have the opportunity to ask. So I'm really excited about where we are as a state, and I look forward to keeping our Republican caucus the first in the nation.
All right, President Sinclair, thank you very much. We'll see you up at the State House here
pleasure.
too as the session goes on. So you can kind of see behind me too. Momentum is definitely building too. We'll have more sound for you coming up on the morning shows tomorrow here. Janae and Elias.
Yeah, just the beginning of a busy night. The spin room starting to spin. Thanks a lot, Zach.